was recently asked by two idiots to say a few words on their behalf. So, here goes. They're raw, unrefined, definitely rough around the edges. Apparently, they're all you're gonna need for the next 2 hours. Really?
Hi, it's your man Andre, and we're back with another edition of the talk show with a twist. The program that unites the US and the UK as we continue to build bridges through discussion. Does the fact that we're from different countries mean that our outlook on life will be different? Pull a ticket, take a seat, and get ready for the sort of discussion which can be found in any black barbershop around the world, heavy on opinion, passion, and chanter. Welcome to Something for the Weekend. Five hosts, four guys, three continents, too much testosterone. One hell of a program. From the US, we have Bey Bright. Hey.
Hey, what's up, Dre? What's up, Big T? Easy. Bey Bright here in the building, musician, author, entrepreneur.
Oh, was that the short version?
Yeah, it's a short version, man. Yeah. You know, I got the memo, Dre. I got the memo. He's
All right,
shorting it
okay. From the UK, we have Easy.
Hey, everybody. My name is Easy, astronaut, cook, cleaner, deep sea diver.
All right, well, actually, that's coming to something I'm going to discuss later. But yeah, and from the USA, we have Big T.
I appreciate you, Andre, for saving the best for last. What's up, everybody? I hope you have a good time today. Welcome to Something for the Weekend.
And also, yeah, from the UK, we have Roxanne. You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Where you at?
Hi, guys. Hey.
Ah, you remember that one? Yeah. What's up, Roxanne?
I am good, guys. I am good. I'd like to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, goodbye, just to all of our listeners all over the world. Sending out my love.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I gather you're going to be coming in and out throughout the show as and when you feel like it, basically.
Yeah, I certainly am. Put you guys in check.
Yeah, it's her.
Here
It's
we go.
her.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Leave
Sounds good
it to a woman to throw a wrinkle in what was already a smooth operation.
No.
There you go.
I like to think that I am the rose amongst you thorns. That's me.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, that works for me. All right, Roxanne. So yeah, we're going to see you. Further on down the line. Yeah.
See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Easy actually hit on this. So yeah, I've been thinking, this whole intro thing going on, the smooth talker and native New Yorker,
Yeah.
girl stalker,
There you go.
mess with another man's daughter. All them.
Whoa.
He's got a whole bag of chips going on. Yeah, he's got a whole bag
man.
of chips. So yeah, I'm thinking, Easy, you already touched on it. I'm thinking that next time we're on, we should all come up with our own intro. No, I'm serious.
I cut mine short, and Easy went there with deep sea diver on us. What's up with
Well,
that?
yeah, well, like I said, as astronaut, chef, deep sea diver, funeral director, the whole works. You know what I
But
mean?
the deep sea diver, is that in relation to the discussion we had 2 weeks ago? Because I remember 2 weeks ago you were talking about the chicken bucket and Okay, all right, you might not remember, but you remember.
Oh, yeah. The cat, yeah.
Okay, let's leave it there, shall we?
Mm.
But no, I'm serious. The next 2 weeks, I want everybody to come up with their intro. And when I introduce you guys, I want you guys to rock it the same way that Bey does.
But Bey, see, oh what? Really?
Yeah, so yeah, you know Bey's
So,
got his intro. So,
But Bey's had this thing. He's got this thing down pat for.
well,
You know what I mean? For the
we got
longest.
2 weeks to do the same. We got 2 weeks to do the same.
But I like Easy. I'm glad I inspired my UK brethren because you know it used to be called biting my style, but I'm gonna say I inspired you. You know what I'm saying? He
started a trend.
You know,
that's going to reverberate throughout the group. I understand.
I think we can't have Bey coming on and dropping his intro all the time, and we're just saying hi. So yeah, I'm serious. 2 weeks time, everybody come to their own intro. You're out with that, Big T?
I'm up for it.
Easy.
I've got no choice, would appear.
That sounds good to me, bro. That sounds good to me. All right, and with that said, let's move on. You guys, you know, I like to talk about the differences between us, the differences between the UK and the US. Well, today, what we're going to do, we're going to discuss the differences between UK and US women. That's what we're going to discuss. And really, this is going to start off with you, Bey, because we were talking just before the show, and you said you felt that UK women were more sexually liberated than US women.
That is correct.
Now, I want you to explain that because for a moment, I thought that what you were saying was that women here in the UK are slack. Now I know, that's fighting talk. So I know you can't be saying that.
For the people in the US, you got to explain that word slack.
So slack as in loose.
Okay.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ready? You ready for my response, Andre?
Go for it, man. Let me hear it.
All right. So what I'm saying is, all my sexy UK women, they are a little freakier. I'm gonna use the word freakier. That's right. Sexually liberated freakier. My experience from the women in London, Leeds, Brixton, Manchester. I mean, hey, I'm gonna put it out there. The UK.
It sounds like you have been putting it out there, bro.
Hey, man. You know what they say about musicians, man. Hey, but no. On a serious note, when I was thinking about the differences, and it's not in a negative way, I actually applaud the UK women for being so sexually liberated because I think one of the differences I've noticed across the pond is the women here in the US. I mean, every woman, you know, if you get them in the mood and they have enough experience, they'll show. You know, if you make them comfortable enough, they'll, show you who they really are sexually.
Okay, so how many bottles does it take to get them comfortable?
Which one, the UK or the US?
You said the US. So how many bottles does it take to get them comfortable?
Oh,
how many 40 ounces? How many 40 ounces are we talking?
Well, I don't need bottles, brother. I just need feet.
I'm
gonna leave that to you, brother. But I don't need the bottles, man. It's all about conversation, though. But for seriously, I'm thinking that. Because I don't know how it is in the UK, I just think the women are less constrained sexually. I think that in the US, a lot of women from a young age growing up, especially the black women that brought up in the church, it's been a more conservative message through, even through slavery, even, in the United States, because of the harsh.
We come from there too, bro. We come from too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was a little longer and a little, maybe more aggressive after a while, because I think you guys even outlawed it before the United States. But so my point is the conservative message that was passed on through the church made women here a little more conservative sexually and not as liberated. So that was what my take was on it. And I found that the UK ladies that I've entertained in my life, they had a little more flexibility. And I'm not talking just black women. I'm talking about white women, all the European women in the UK space.
A little more flexibility.
Bey just got all we are the world just there, didn't he?
Hey,
a little more flexibility. They must have them hanging from the chandeliers, bro.
Hey, when I was hanging out in the UK, you guys have a plethora of different women, not just black women. You got the white women, you got the Indian women. There's a lot of different women out in the UK.
They gonna start calling you Buffet Bey.
Hey. I like that, Big T.
We used to have a shop called or stores called Woolworths, and in there you could pick and mix.
Yeah, we had Woolworths, definitely.
Yeah, we had those back in the day.
Remember pick and mix, Easy? Yeah.
And you know what? And you know
I
what?
was gonna say licorice all sorts.
Yeah. Well, variety is the spice of life, fellas. But so I mean, I don't know. Big T, let me throw that to you. I don't know if you've had any interactions with UK women, but what's your take on that?
To add on to what you said, in my experience, UK women are more upfront with, what I'm saying, what they want as far as their freaky side or their sexually aggressive side. Right. With American women, in my experience, you got to not really usher, but you kind of got to coax
Ply them with drink. Ply them with drink.
No. Unlike my fellows from the UK, we a little bit more, how do you say, charming, and can use our words without any added libations to get the party started.
Oh, libations! Huh?
What you're really saying, T, is we got more game in the US.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I
concur.
We'll address that. In a minute, man. So okay, easy. Unless you want to add to that.
No, you jump in. Okay, I can't believe these two. Are coming out like that. I can't believe it. I am stunned.
He's alive. Stunned. He's awake now. Come on.
I am stunned.
Okay, so I guess my first question is: do you think that UK men are more sexually liberated than US men?
Well, that's a trick question. Go ahead, T. You answer that one.
Yeah. Ready for you.
I don't look for sexual orientations with men, so I couldn't answer that question. But from what I hear, some can be a little under the norm.
Under the norm.
What's under the norm? Yeah.
Compared to international statutes for men as far as being aggressive. I mean. So basically, what I'm saying is more.
I'm scared, bro. Talk.
No. So more of a courting and gentleman-like instead of saying how the Americans are perceived to be more aggressive and more forward and to the point.
Bey, I see you're nodding your head. What's that?
I'm listening to Big T. So it sounds like he's saying UK men may be more conservative in their approach.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, but to me, that don't make sense. You guys have just said that you think that UK women are more liberated. So again, I guess my question is, who the hell do you think they're being more liberated with? It's the UK men, bro. Well, it's us. It's us. You know what I mean? Well, do the maths. Do the maths, bro. Do the maths.
You make a good point there. You make a good point, but I don't know. Right. With Big C, I'm like, I think you guys have been a little more conservative. I think it makes you guys feel better to think that we do. That's what I think.
Okay, so all right, just to prove a point, how you can hear a woman get excited when they hear a person from a different dialect, speaking over the radio, or they in their country. I think it's vice versa for whatever country you in. So if you come from the UK over to the US, I like that accent. Let me get to know him. Vice versa. Sure. If I was over in the UK, he's from the States. Let me see what's up with that Big T guy. He got a nice beard. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that fully. But what we're talking about is sexually liberated. And if you guys are saying that the UK women are more sexually liberated than the US women, then it stands to reason that me and Easy and I are more sexually liberated than yourself and Bey. It stands to reason. I'll say it again. Do the maths.
Well, you know what? Truthfully, I really could care less how sexually liberated the UK men are. I'm talking about the UK women.
My point exactly, Bey. My point exactly.
The reason why I say the point, because I think that you guys need to understand that, yes.
No. Let me tell you something. You know
more sexually liberated than US guys. US guys are probably a little bit more introvert when it comes to some of the sexual things that are going on.
Let me hear you.
All you got to do is look at the porn films. Okay, you see all the black men still wearing white basketball socks and a Casio G-Shock watch on their wrist. What's with that? Us here. We strip down naked. We do what we got to do. We leave off the wardrobe. You know what I mean?
You want the guys? Oh, they want those guys who just pull the boxes down and have them around their ankles. Is it what
Yeah,
it is?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
Puff
okay.
and pant with a baseball hat on their head.
You know when they
That's
mean
called-
business, they
that's
just turn
called
it back
swag.
to front
Yeah,
when they mean
exactly.
business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
Watch out,
easy.
women. Watch out,
Easy.
women. My hat's just gone around to the back. What's up?
That's called
Edit.
swag. That is called swag.
So-
with a baseball cap
Swag.
and Timberland boots on. That's right, bro.
That is swag.
With that
No,
American
that
accent.
means my
right.
missus might turn up. My missus might turn up anytime. So.
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
which one of these films or scenes that you see has the most views? So is it from the States or is it from the UK?
Sorry, which one? I didn't get that. Which one has the most views?
I'm saying, yeah, on these porn sites that Easy is familiar with. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know.
Was that
Do
the
you-
easy?
Breaking up there. You're breaking up. I'm going to a tunnel. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Dear.
Ooh.
You know what? I think the US they watch too much Austin Powers and Hugh Grant films,
Oh man.
and they start to think or they hope that all Englishmen are the same. But
Okay,
don't
what
get it
about-
twisted,
all right.
guys.
You know what?
What
You know
about
what?
Simon Pegg?
Wait,
He's
let
a
me-
great actor.
Let me drop something. Okay, a good couple of friends of mine in Detroit and Washington. We were on a conference call talking a few years ago,
Mhm.
and they were talking to me about remember the old black and white horror films from back in the day.
Mhm.
And they actually asked me, "Do you still have the mist out there in the morning? And are you all of your streets cobbled?" And I went, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Absolutely." I said, "Absolutely."
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we still ride horseback, every last one of us. I
But
couldn't believe
guys,
it.
But we got to
And-
stay on the women, though. Easy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But
We ain't talking about the men. We talk about the women, man. And so, you know,
I like that term. We gotta stay on the women.
the question
Yeah.
was, are
gotta get it on
women
a
more
t-shirt.
sexually liberated in the UK than in the United States? So
I
here's
don't.
what do you think?
I don't think so. I think it's much of the same thing.
Really?
Women here, but then I mean, women here can be direct. You know, they're direct. But then again, I've met women in the US who are direct. You know, and you know that I'm assuming, Bey, that's the kind of woman you've met here in the UK. They're just direct.
Well, I think like that, and that's what Big T said about the directness. I think that what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, as I
Yes.
speak to both, because first of all, we have to do a roundtable. I've had experiences with both UK and, of course, US women. Have you guys had the same situation?
I
Big
have,
T?
yeah, but what I'm
mean,
saying is, I'm obviously saying, yeah, but you know, the direct women that you probably met, Bey, they'll probably ask you, straight up, cash or charge.
No, you know what? I never have to dig in my pockets, brother. I keep trying to tell you, it's all about the
You know,
food,
Listen,
bro.
he comes with it in his hand straight away, bro.
Every man in some way, shape, or form has to dig into his pocket.
I didn't say I never said I didn't do it. I said I don't have to, but I do just because it makes it more entertaining, more interesting. You know, I like to have a little fun with the game. So again, if Dre and Easy have you, I'm not, because I mean Big T, he's on the American side with me, but we can ask him about the UK. But I want to know from my UK guys, have you guys been with
Yes.
US women?
Yes, I
All right.
have.
No,
Definitely.
my answer is no, I haven't.
Okay.
I have.
But what I would say is that what I'll concur to some extent with what Big T said.
Mhm.
You are from America, you come to UK or another country, they meet you, they know that you're here for a fleeting moment, just like when you go abroad and you meet a woman, she knows that you're not here for forever. Or if she goes on holiday, she knows she can do certain things on holiday that she
Right,
wouldn't do at
right.
home, and that's what you are. I'm assuming you're
No,
you're
no,
holiday.
no.
So she can do little things that she wouldn't do, and feel a lot more secure that it's not really going to sort of get back to family and friends. And same thing. I'm sure if I go to US or if
Jet
Easy
Set
goes to the
Booty
US,
Call.
it's Easy goes to the US. It's the same thing. I mean, they see him as something different, something exciting, just like what Big T says. And yeah, they're liable to maybe give it a little bit more freaky than they would with their home guys, because yeah, they can do that. He'll go home. No one's none the wiser.
How many Timberland
That's my
boots can a
take.
woman we look at?
Wow.
What did Easy say? I didn't get that.
How many Timberland boots can a woman look at?
But no, like I was saying, they're more upfront. Not saying that they're like extrally or overly liberated when it comes to sexual activities, just more upfront with it. Unlike, some of the U.S. women, or you could say like 60%, who are a little bit more, behind closed doors with it, instead of, letting it, letting it all out, and not trying to, build up all this anticipation.
You say basically saying that you're saying that the US women want lobster, caviar, champagne, and the women here want fish and chips and a can of Coke.
Okay,
those are the
so
fundamental differences right there, man. Right there.
So- all right, so
Is what you're trying to say?
to hint back on what Bey said earlier, it doesn't, depending on the quality of the woman, a few words or a short conversation can spark, a few minutes of passion, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes, T? A few minutes.
Like I said, depending on the quality of woman you're shooting for. Now,
No,
quality
I'm
of
talking about the
the
few minutes
quali-
of passion. I'm talking about not
the quality,
not
the quality of the woman. T, are we talking about produce here? The quality of the woman. Are we talking about
Yeah.
produce?
yeah.
But I'm talking about the few minutes of passion. Is that all it is? Then? Just a few
of
minutes.
passion. Hey, but check this out, fellas.
Oh.
This is Bey Bright talking, ladies. So let's be very clear. By no means am I putting out there that it's a negative thing that a woman from the UK is, in my opinion, in my experience, more sexually liberated and freakier. That's a badge of honor, because I admire that about the women from the UK. And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like the US women don't get down for their crown too, but I'm talking about the openness in which they are as they're coming up. This is all about levels and how women from different regions act and think. So again, there was more of a conservative, church-based, Christian-based philosophy that made most Black women in particular, because if I were to talk about white women in the US, I would say they freaky as hell off the rip. And I'm just going to put that out there.
No comment.
Yep, I think you have. I think you have.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's no disrespect. My thing is, see, sex is about freedom of expression and liberation. So that's what I wanted to talk about. This is because talking to my UK, obviously I got a lot of friends in the UK through the music that I've been doing. So I've talked to many women, and I won't put any names out there, ladies. You're safe with Bey Bright. But
Oh, good grief. Get
the
on with it.
Wrap
Get
it
on with
up.
it.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
the bottom, you know what? This what I feel. This is the feedback I thought I was going to get from my UK quote unquote friends here at the barbershop. You guys are jealous. Just keep it real. You guys envy the US guys. Just keep it real. Y'all are mad. They love our accent. They love our swag, and you guys hate it. Just keep it a buck.
Wow.
For me, it's cool because we will experience exactly the same thing when we go to the US.
Yes,
I mean, he's
exactly.
already got someone commenting saying he's got a lovely accent, and we've already spoken a couple of times. So,
And
there's
exactly,
no hard feelings
exactly.
there. You'd like to think so, but there isn't, man. I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
My friend in Baltimore wanted me to go to a club with him so he could pretend that I was his cousin to help him. Yeah,
pull
exactly.
girls.
All right, because of the accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
because of the
everything, but
accent.
including the
Because
accent,
of the
yeah.
accent.
Yeah, we know that.
Because of the accent.
Yeah. So, all right, but as I said, that's really just something that I wanted to touch on. I think we've thrashed it around a bit.
All right. Shout out to
yeah.
the UK ladies. What's up, ladies? We love you over here. We love you over here in the US, baby.
Yeah, they're gonna cut you off at your knees, babe. They're gonna cut you off at your knees.
Shout out to the ladies all over the world.
True that.
Yeah, true that.
International.
Exactly.
True
True
that.
In it, yeah.
that.
All right, come on. Let's go to the other part of the top of the show and let's discuss another page from Bey's book entitled "How to Attract a Real Man." Now, I really thought that this was going to be not Bey's demise, but I thought that he was going to get a hard time. But as Easy said, you've handled yourself pretty admirably, considering. But nevertheless, we're going to touch on another page, and this is quality 4 of the top 10 qualities a real man looks for in a woman, and that quality is self-sacrificing. And you say, what does it mean to self-sacrifice? Why is it important to a real man for a woman to be self-sacrificing? Self-sacrificing to a real man basically means to put the needs of others, particularly the children and husband, before your own instinctively. So it's not enough to put your children and husband before yourself. It's got to be done instinctively.
Right.
So Easy, I'll bring you in first, man. What are your thoughts on that?
what?
Talk up, man.
Why the self-sacrifice? Why the self-sacrifice? You know, isn't it supposed to be a gruesome twosome situation? You know, you both do this thing hand in hand.
You
Bey.
know, Easy, when I hear
Mm-hmm.
you talk, man, in all respect due, what I say about this book and what my philosophy is, you always come at it with everybody's 50-50. As I said at the beginning of when we first started, there's no such thing as 50-50. And when you're talking about a real man and an alpha man, I like to deal with the facts and the real feeling. So, yeah, it's all well and good to reciprocate in a relationship, Easy. But what I'm talking about is
Mm-hmm.
a real man, a guy that has his shit together, a guy that's a good man and is a value man, he's going to be looking for certain qualities. So self-sacrificing, he's going to be looking for that woman to do something and give to him before he reciprocates that. It's not going to be the other way around. So that's really
Okay.
what I mean by that.
All right. Let's keep the answer short. What about you, T? What's your thoughts?
I think what Bay is trying to say is showing that they're willing enough to sacrifice is the key aspect that he's hitting on, as far as, you know what I'm saying, being that alpha female for that male in that perspective. So self-sacrifice, yes, is good as long as it's reciprocated, in my opinion.
Well, again, I think that as Bay has constantly said, he's never saying it's a one-way thing. So I'm not even going to ask because I'm assuming he's saying, of course, it's going to be reciprocated. But my question, I guess, is the fact that it's expected. So it's one thing, T, if the woman is willing to do it, which is what you're saying. But are you also agreeing then that you should expect your woman, because you said you're a real man, that you expect your woman to self-sacrifice?
Not that, I mean, me personally, I can't force or expect anything of anybody. I can only hope for the best. So yeah, me personally, I can hope that's the you know what I'm saying, the situation, but it's not always going to work out that way.
So I guess Bay, if Big T doesn't expect it and only hopes for it, is he still a real man?
Well, that's a great question. I think that my answer to that was I can't really judge T on what he is on that level. I can tell you that I disagree with Big T about hoping, because when you just hope for the best, usually shit don't turn out the way you need it to. So he was correct in my assessment. Let me just give him props for telling, explaining my part of it. But here's the deal. Instinctively, and I think that's what you said, Andre, and it's what I wrote. You have to because anything that's not instinctive usually becomes a challenge. And when you're talking about family and you're talking about marriage, because when I talk about self-sacrifice, as I say, it extends beyond just the man and a woman. It really spills over to the children. You know how many women I know that leave their kids with their moms and with the grandma all the time, and they want to run to the club. And of course, we talk about different ages, but you could be 20 and you could be 50. It's about a mentality. So when I look for as a real man who's responsible, educated, ambitious, and loving, I need that woman that I'm going to be serious about to have an instinctive, sacrificial personality trait where, you know what, I'm going to make sure the family is good. I'm going to make sure my kids are good. My man is good. And of course, being a real man, who the L stands for loving, I'm going to reciprocate that. But I am instinctively looking for that, for her to show and prove first as a real man. That's just the truth.
Let's keep it short.
Because I got so many options.
All right. Oh yeah, options. We're back to the options.
Yeah, it's really about options.
I hear that. Okay. You said here, a woman must put the needs of others, particularly the children and husband, before her own. So I guess my question is, particularly the children and husband, who else is there that she needs to put put others?
Well, I mean, because some people are just givers by nature, and they just giving to everybody willy-nilly, and that doesn't make any sense. So all I was really saying is, if you're having a family structure, the priority is the children and the husband and the children. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
I agree with that.
All right, you think that as well, that the woman should sacrifice herself for her husband. You think that as well, then, T?
No, I was saying that the priority should be the children and the husband, and not outside
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Dre, I'm gonna jump back in here because I got to be clear. And the reason why I'm saying it has, if a woman wants it to work with a real man, see, we have to keep this in perspective. And again, we're trying to, but if it's all about what the woman wants. If she doesn't care about being with a certain type of man, the real man that I explicitly outline here, then don't do it. But in my experience, and it's not just a Bey Bright thing, this is very keen and a key point. I've interviewed hundreds of what I consider, based on the reality of their life, real men. They've all said, hey, I need my woman to be able to make some sacrifices, like I say in other parts of the book, support my dreams, and it all gets reciprocated on the back end. And it's not about a 20-year wait either. It's about, you show me what you're willing to do for me and my family, our children, and then I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. But the woman who's like, it's a me first party, hey, I can't worry about what my husband wants here. I don't care where he wants to live, what he wants to eat, how he wants the kids to be reared. It's about what I want first. That woman doesn't really have a place in a real man's life.
So, Bey, are we talking here about, she's got to show you first. Are we talking about quid pro quo here?
Everything is quid pro quo in life. Easy. The ones that make the winners in life understand quid pro quo. It's like politics. You over in Parliament, we have the Congress. Everything is about, you do for me, I do for you. Here's one of the things I want to push back on when people ask me about this. I don't think there's any woman in the world who would want a man, preferably not to be able to provide for them, protect them, and keep them excited in any form, whether it's emotional, sexual. So when I say that, that's very key. Listen to what I'm saying. Is there any true, honest woman who will go into a relationship and say, I don't really care if a man can protect me or provide for me or keep me happy and interested? I don't believe that to be true. So when I say that, I'm kind of piggybacking, going back to what I'm saying about every man and every woman has certain desires. Now, everything doesn't have to be for everybody, but the real honest of us, amongst us, they will say, yo, I need a woman who's going to be able to hold me down and be able to self-sacrifice. And women, if they're honest, will say, I don't want a man who's not bringing nothing to the table. So it's a quid pro quo situation. Yes.
Answer shorter, bro, because I forget what I'm going to say.
You got to write your answers down, bro.
Yeah,
this is not a 1, 2, 3. This is not a 1, 2, 3.
You're a real politician, bro. You know politicians.
I'm not a politician. I'm just talking real
talk
talk.
so much that you don't get a chance to ask a question.
Yeah, now you gonna answer. You gonna get your chance, but you ask me a question. Go for it.
All right.
I'll ask you. If I'll ask all of you, except Bey, because he's already answered.
Okay.
Do you think that the women of today are still looking for guys who can provide and protect? Easy. Just a yes or no, dude, for now.
Yeah.
T?
Man.
All right. So in my experience, depending on how the woman is raised, if she was raised under a great man, she's going to look for somebody who idolizes under those same type of rules. And then there's some women that wants something total opposite from the way they were raised. So it also depends on, what they need out of their life. If they felt like they didn't have enough love, then they're going to look for that from their significant other, along with protection and, whatever else corresponds with that. So yes, I do believe that, that is the case.
So you're saying what you do think that women are still looking for guys who can provide for them and protect them as well. So was that your answer? There was a lot of talking, but I didn't quite get it. That was your answer.
Yes,
yeah?
Sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
And easy. Back to you then. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that women are looking for guys to provide and protect them?
Yes and no. I think there are women who are confident enough that they're going to have a man by their side to protect them. They're confident in what they're doing and, stepping out into the world and doing their own thing.
I have to admit,
and if they have a man, with them, then they do.
Yeah,
they have a man with them.
That's what I think. I'm not sure in this day and age, especially the younger generation, Bey, that women are looking for men that can necessarily provide for them. I think there's a lot of, when I say black women these days, are just happy to find a man that can be on their level.
Okay, and this is so beautiful that you guys answered the question the way you answered, because You're not listening to me. When I said 10
Let
minutes,
me make this clear. Because
Yeah.
I don't agree with you, that
No,
don't
no.
mean I'm not listening.
no,
Yeah,
no,
but-
you're not. You know why I say you're not listening? Because
Well, explain.
I specifically said that if you ask a woman, it's not about can she provide for herself. We all know the answer is yes. It's not that she can't protect herself. She can get a firearm and protect herself. I said, would a woman instinctively prefer to be with a man who couldn't provide or protect or keep her happy? And that's the question. It's not about can they, it's about do they really want it if they do indulge in a relationship. Some women want to be single, but the woman who doesn't want to be single, I can guarantee you, and T said something very interesting about how she's raised. The quote unquote, just the girl who just wants to play or trick off on a football player or basketball player, she's still gonna want something from him. It don't even matter that she needs it. She's expecting it. He gonna buy me that Louis Vuitton bag, that Prada bag.
That
That's
Birkin
the truth.
bag.
That Birkin. That's the truth. Does she need it necessarily? No, but she's gonna expect it.
So what about the woman? Hold on, this is Fania. A strong man needs a stronger woman to hit him up and stand by him, whatever life throws at them. She should be able to stand up and be her own kind of beautiful, because beautiful is what her man will see and loves her with every breath and ounce of his soul. Thanks for that, Fania. Yeah. Okay, because I read that.
So, André, do you think that your woman wouldn't want you to provide or protect for if she, not that she needs it, but do you think that she doesn't care if you could do any of that?
No, I think that the younger generation, especially women who we bring up and we send them to university, and they are educated and they come out strong and I'll say it, independent.
Okay.
I don't think that they necessarily are looking for a guy that can provide for them. And I'll say it again, I think that they are happy to just find a guy who is on their level, who they feel they can share things with. I mean, I've heard many women say, I don't need nobody to protect me. I can look after myself. And in this day and age as well,
and you believe that? And you believe that? That is when women kind of willy-nilly say, I don't need a man for this, I don't need him.
No. I'm not saying, I didn't say that. No, of course not. When a woman starts talking about she doesn't need a man, that's not what I said. But now who's not listening?
No, I heard you. No, they said they don't really need a man for protection or for,
right. That's different from saying they don't need a man. That's different from saying they don't need a man.
Well, that's what I meant.
I don't need no man.
My question is,
I don't think it's need. I think it's wants.
Right, and that's you're right.
Yeah.
You think what?
Go ahead, T.
It's not that she doesn't need a man. It's not that she doesn't want one. You know. So,
and those are not the type of women I'm speaking about, Big T. So I'm glad you said that, because it's not about those women. This is specifically about women who want a real man. Any other woman that we're discussing here is obsolete to this book. No, I'm just being real with you. I mean,
again, I still don't understand it. I still don't understand why a woman who's gone to university, qualified, has got a great job, you think she doesn't want a real man? Of course she does.
No, and so what I'm saying to you is you're making my point. She's going to be looking, and you said this, she's going to be looking for somebody on her level. And usually that man is going to be able to provide.
Yeah, he'll be able to provide, but that doesn't mean
she will be expecting it.
She won't necessarily want you to, then.
You know why she would expect it? Because she wouldn't be with a guy on her level. On her level means that she's providing for herself. She can take herself to Dubai. She can buy a rifle and protect herself, protect her home.
Rifle, man.
I'm being honest with you. Now, why would she get, if you're saying that she wants a man on her level, what you're really saying is she's going to want somebody who is equal to her and will, by default, be able to do the things that I'm suggesting. She's not going to go with a guy who quote unquote is not on her level, because that would mean he can't provide for her if she needed it. He can't protect if she needed it.
All right, here's my question then. So you think that they're not women out there who have got great qualifications who would be with a man who earns less than them? In a nutshell, do you not think that a real man could end up with a woman who earns more money than him?
I've been with women who made more money than me. And the point was, out of their mouth, Bey, it doesn't matter that you make less money than me. It's about what you have, you're bringing to the table, and we can build something together. So that's my answer. Since I know
Okay,
you like it
so
short.
she didn't need you to provide for her, then, did she?
I never said she did need it. I said, but did she want me to? Providing is just not about having more money, Dre. It's about providing other things. So providing is not just financial. Not once did you hear me put provide just in the financial category. That's you
Whoa.
jumping the gun, my brother.
I love that. I love that little sidestep. I love that little sidestep. So just quickly tell me what else is
Yeah,
it then?
yeah.
that you
Give an
provide that
example.
a
Give
guy
an
would provide?
example. Yeah, of this provision thing you're talking about now.
Love, protection, wisdom, you know,
Love any
fun,
man would do that. Any
you
man
know,
should do
fun, creativity. There's all sorts of ways you can provide. You can provide women with great conversation. You can provide them with a security. So those are two examples right there.
that. Okay.
I think I think y'all on my page now. I like that. I like that.
I like that.
I'm actually thinking, what a broke man can't provide those?
Right. That's I wasn't even about to go there.
Only,
Well, no. Go ahead,
only
Chief,
thing,
let me
only
hear you.
thing, only thing a broke man can provide is time, and by that I mean,
Hey,
a good time.
don't underestimate time, Big T. Do not underestimate time
If-
because
if
that is what most women want. That is
if-
what most women want. Your
Okay.
time.
Okay, but
So
that
don't underestimate that.
you can get that from somebody else when they have the time. You know what I'm saying? If I had all day to work on my stroke, I would be broke and having some cougar taking care of me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the type of dude that got to sit still. I got to be up by 5 a.m. and think about how I'm gonna make my next million. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
I hear that. I hear that still. All right. So let's go
Shout
back
out
the
to
book.
Audrey. Audrey
Yeah, for
Haynes.
sure. Provisions come in many forms. Yeah, that's what Bey said. All right, let's see if I can find where we were. Many times it's just the little things a woman will do that makes real men take notice. Make sure the kids are properly fed and their homework is done correctly. Even when your favorite TV show is on and you are dead dog tired, the woman can dig deep within herself to make sure her family is straight. To make sure her family is straight is the type of woman a real man wants. Anything you want to say to that, Easy?
Yeah, that's not self-sacrifice. That's her job.
We all have a
That's very
job.
surprised. That's a very surprise coming from you. Easy.
I am
I'm assuming it's a
joking.
joke.
I am
Yeah, I know.
joking.
I know,
You
I know.
know I'm joking. I am joking.
But
What's
no,
Fin-
it's easy. I
what's
agree with
what's
you.
Finia saying here?
What was that? Single and to be
Oh,
with a
right.
good.
Oh, okay. No,
sorry,
I didn't read it. I just read the first line.
Go on, yeah. You want to read it out?
Yeah,
Go on.
Yeah, okay. I'm 55, single, and to be with a good man, honest, loyal men who can understand that no gift, flowers, or buy her things to keep her satisfied. A good relationship is about faith, fight, and respect. Kiss her, and she will passionately love you right back. Your security is her heart, her respect, and her dedication. She will be your will to hold you up and your roof to cover your soul. It's a beautiful thing, Finia.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Let me put that in the Christmas card.
I would like to meet a real man who can provide himself with common sense. Okay, Audrey.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right,
Audrey,
combo's taking the left
common sense isn't common, unfortunately.
for
Just
sure.
want to put that out there.
In all due
Sure.
respect to Audrey, there's not a lot of real men. I hear that all the time. Women have always said to me since I've written this book, Bey, you talk like there's a whole bunch of real men running around the world. So what are we to do? I understand that to be true. So I understand where Audrey's coming from at times, but there are some real men out there.
Go on,
Sure.
babe. Give them your address. You know.
Buddy.
All right. Okay. So where were we? On page 16, I think it says he desires the kind of woman that when her man has an important job interview, a major presentation at work, she looks to make sure his suit, shirt, and tie is just right. So what does that mean, babe? Does that mean that she goes and gets them out and irons them for him? What does that mean exactly?
It means that she cares about his presentation because she knows if he wins, she wins, and they win.
Okay. Okay. So
You know what I mean by that?
yeah, that seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, she cares about her man's appearance. She cares enough because, again, this is an extension. See, again, self-sacrifice doesn't mean that it's just to no avail. She's self-sacrificing with the mindset that it's going to pay off major dividends for her and her family in the long run. So
In the long run.
in the long run, right? And I mean, if you hope when you get married, death do us part, you're hoping that you're married forever. It doesn't always work out that way, but the premise when we all do it, I've been married and I thought it would last forever. So, and I'm sure my ex-wife did at the time. So the thought was, if the self-sacrificing, she's investing, it's really like an investment. That's another word to look at, self-sacrifice. She's investing in her man, in her children, and in return, she'd be taken care of the right way, like she's supposed to be, by a real man and great children.
He's
So
also
if
a
they're in it.
representation of her once he leaves the house.
Exactly,
So
Big T.
she's gonna want him looking the best, not necessarily saying that, you know, she's forced to do it, but that, you know, anything that's representing her, you know what I'm saying, she gonna want it to stand out. She gonna want it to be greatest. She gonna want it to be as fly as she is. Because you know she's gonna be fly no matter how long it takes. So what she has to go through, she's gonna make that happen. So and
See, I like what T's doing here. So T's agreeing with Bey, but at the same time, T is skirting on it because you're agreeing, but you're saying basically. I mean, for instance, T, do you think then that is something? Well, I asked you the question already, but I'll ask you again because the way you're talking, do you think that that's something that a real man should expect?
I think that it comes inherently. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I don't know. Explain that. I don't get that. What do you mean it becomes inherently? What's that mean?
okay, as husband and wife, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's not a wife's job to, you know what I'm saying, wipe her husband's butt or nothing like that, but she kind of, you know, just takes up that mantle of making sure that, you know, certain things are taken care of, certain things are straight, suits are laid out, lunches are
But doesn't that
made,
go with
stuff like.
hold on? Did you say shoes are laid out? Did you say?
Yeah, that's a butler.
said-
That's a butler.
I said
That's a butler.
Shoes are laid out. Hey,
said-
easy.
Yeah.
T, have you
No,
ever been with a woman that
Lay out your shoes.
made sure your shoes are laid out before an interview and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I said suits, not shoes. That's number
right.
one.
Oh, suit.
Same thing, suit. So
Okay, same. Have you ever had a lady that's laid out a suit
why
for
don't you
you?
just jump to my question.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's safe, probably safe.
Yes, I have.
Okay. And did you expect that as well? Did you expect her to do that? If she didn't do those things, get your suit ready, is that a deal breaker?
I mean, for me at that time, I was young, and no, it wasn't a deal breaker.
What about now then? Is it a deal breaker for you now?
No, because I don't think that's, you know, a
Hey,
commonality.
is this a real man we're talking to?
I don't think that's a commonality.
I
in every
believe
relationship.
Big T. I think, you know, we're in the weeds with some nuances, but to answer your question, yeah, Big T. I think he is a real man. I think he fundamentally understands where I'm going and agrees with what I'm going. Now, when you start nitpicking about does the wife have to put his suit or girlfriend have to put his suit right on the couch, it's not about that necessarily.
But that's what you said here.
No. I said instinctively, and what T said, which
she looks to make sure his suit, shirt, and tie is just right.
Okay, yeah, and I said no. I didn't. You're saying lay it out. Maybe it's in the closet and she's picked it out and it's hanging up, babe. I think this blue suit would be great for that interview tomorrow. Here's your white. The white shirt is out the cleanest. Yeah, if she knows ahead of time that I have a big situation, a big interview going on, I think that a real man would prefer and look for a woman who has instinctive desires to make sure her man is on point. And again, that word instinctively, because when it's not instinctive, André, it becomes a chore and, like Easy said, a job. I hope you know that makes sense. I mean, that's just cut and dry.
Okay, I love that. Do I see Roxanne?
Yeah, you certainly do. Audrey Haynes says she wants to basically revert back to something that Big T said a little bit earlier on today. I was waiting so long for you to get in, I couldn't actually interject with the question. Big T, she says, you mentioned about sacrifice. He just wants to sacrifice to be shown as a quality. But Audrey's asking, should she not be doing or displaying this quality?
Of being able to sacrifice? Is that the question she's asking?
Yeah.
I think that it's not a bad thing. It's not going to hinder her. I mean, it's exposing what she's willing to do, or not necessarily bearing her soul, but she's putting her it's almost like she's showing her resume as far as, I mean, not to make it about a job thing or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she's showing her willingness to be that vulnerable. And for some people, depending on who they are, there's some boys that's out here who's acting like they're men who will take advantage of that. And there's some men who will actually, acknowledge that and be upfront with it. Okay, cool. Now that we put that out there, we can, go forward and make this thing stronger, make this thing last, make this real in all aspects of life.
Claudia says, well said, Bey. Whew.
Thank you, Claudia.
And Claudia also says that you lot are hilarious.
Oh, thank you,
that's
Claudia.
great.
I appreciate that.
What's plot juice?
Lost the plot juice. I think lost the plot means she doesn't agree. I've never seen the juice bit on the end. Love is a two-way street.
That's
I don't
new.
think Bey's ever said that.
Yeah, that was funny. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal, guys. We on something for the weekend. I don't come here to politic, man. We all busy men. Here's the deal. We in a barbershop. We like, yo, there's some women you play with, and there's some women you marry. There's some guys women play with, and there's some guys women bring home to their family. Let's just keep it 100. And so when I'm talking about this, there's many times I've sat in the barbershop with my guys, and guys have said, man, Tracy, man, she ain't worth shit, yo. She wouldn't even, she knew I had something going on. She didn't even look out. She didn't even she didn't show any interest. This is the reality of these conversations. When you're talking about real relationships, I'm talking about, and I wrote this book to women who think they want to be with a responsible, educated, ambitious, and loving man. And a lot of those qualities, alpha men have those, are usually real men. It's not 100% synonymous, but it's close. And what I'm saying is, men who looking for wives, they looking for certain qualities. We can bullshit ourselves and lie to ourselves and go, oh, that sounds harsh, that's outdated. But most real men that I know, and me being one of them, I don't need or want to or desire a woman who has no interest in making sure we're good. Period. End of story. And I have no interest in not being there for my woman. If she shows me she's a real one, I'm definitely showing her I'm a real one. It's just that simple.
Okay, yeah, all right, I hear that. And Claudia says facts. But of course, I've got to drop these questions, otherwise we don't have a conversation. So, I mean, if you're expecting me to sit here and agree with you, Bey, that's not going to happen.
I want you to be real with yourself, though, at the same time.
Okay, all right.
Takes time.
Since we're going like that, I'm going to hit you. Oh, Roxanne, did you have another?
No.
Okay, yeah, listen.
I'm just listening.
Good.
Okay.
I'm about to hit Bey with the question.
Let's go with it, baby.
All right. You said here, many of today's modern women feel that it's all about all about them and their own personal wants and desires. Mm-hmm. So my question is, you call the book How to Attract a Real Man, but isn't this book really about the personal wants and desires of a chauvinist?
Wow, I love that question. Do we have a Webster's dictionary? Do we have the definition of a chauvinist first and foremost?
Yep.
Can you
displaying? I'm ready for you. Displaying.
Yeah, bald head, dark glasses.
Easy.
Oh, that's a shot.
Yeah, that's a shot. I love it.
I love it.
I apologize. I'm playing.
We in the barbershop, man. Go ahead, André. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So it's displaying unrestricted support for one's own cause or group, which I think is what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I can respect that, and the answer to that is unequivocally, is the book chauvinistic? Absolutely no, not. And the reason why, I just think it's an honest dialect, guys. I think it's an honest dialect about what real men, responsible, educated, ambitious, and loving men want. We're looking for, and again, it can seem chauvinistic to the average general reader and listener to the philosophy in the book. But all I'm really saying is real men are looking for that sacrifice from that real woman. And then they're going to open up the floodgates. And if they're the real men that I'm saying that they are, they're going to make their lives a beautiful existence. They're going to give them everything they want. It's really simple, fellas. Real men are looking for the woman to take the ball, show that sacrifice first and foremost, and then once we say, yo, we deem, yo, you know what? You know, Roxanne, she's a part of our show. Roxanne's a real woman, man. Boom. We're going to go ahead and just, do whatever she needs us to do. And we're going to be a family. It's the women like that we're interested in, not the women that are just self-absorbed.
Anthony Walker, it takes time to build a relationship. I just want to get that in. All right. Yeah. So, T, do you think there's any parts of the book that comes across as chauvinistic?
I think that it's based on Bey's experience, Bey's research, and who Bey is as a person, right? So if you read it, then you'll realize he's part of the last of a dying breed, and he's speaking
last of the Mohicans, boy.
I like that, T. I like that, T.
And it's not a lot of real dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from that perspective. It's all these people that lie and don't want to tell the truth, and they fake their qualifications of what it real is, and looking for a real woman or a real man, and that's what makes it murky. So it's not chauvinistic. It's only that from somebody who's not looking at it from an intellectual perspective. So you got to really listen and understand and not lie to yourself and be truthful. Hey, is this true? Is this factual? Am I, am I real? Am I a real man? Am I a real woman? Or am I I want to be because I'm tired of other people, having things that I don't want and being envious. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up and, face facts. Who are you at the end of the day?
Easy.
Big T. Ooh, I love it. Shout out Big T.
Easy. Do you think there's anything chauvinistic about the book?
Yeah, well, obviously, I take issue with the bit where Bey said that you got to show me. That's what he said. You've got to, the woman has got to show him.
Yeah.
Why is you know what I mean? Why isn't it the case? Why can't, for example, the man show the woman?
No, after me, why can't they show each other as
that's what
as days and weeks go by?
But Bey will say there's no 50-50.
And I would say that I'm looking first. I'm saying
I'm looking first.
Me, I'm looking first because, and again, fellas, this is what's great about this. We got to be real about these things. It would be great if we can all walk in the door and all at the same time show everything on the table 50-50. It doesn't work
Claudia.
that way.
Being vulnerable for most people is frightening. Yes,
it is. So again, real men are usually looking for the woman to show that vulnerability first.
You don't think the women are looking for the men to show to show who they are or to show that they're real?
I think they are. Yes.
But their needs are not as great as the real men's needs.
I love it. Yeah, let's get down and dirty with it. I love it. Didn't say that. Those are your words.
You didn't say that. But you didn't say that. But you're saying that women have to wait for the guy to.
You show me yours. You show me yours. You show me yours. I'll show you mine.
I'm saying that the real man is usually looking for that woman to show her cards first. That is what I'm saying. For him to entertain making her somebody serious and significant in his life. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, I hear it. All right, so a quick question again. Do you think that there are any parts of that quality 4, what a real man is looking for a woman, the self-sacrificing, do you think there's any parts of that paragraph that a male chauvinist would disagree with?
Probably not, if I'm being honest. I think that it's so closely aligned, the lines can get blurred. I think Big T was eloquent in his understanding and his philosophy behind what the book was trying to represent. So I think, to answer your question, André, I think there could be some similarities there between what a quote unquote chauvinist. But again, it's about who thinks, there's some women who's going to say, I have women, let me be real. I've had women in my family who say, Bey, you're a chauvinist. That and then they'll come back and say, well, I say that, but you're a good guy. You just real about what it is and you just put it out on the table. And like Big T said, this is just about cutting through the bullshit, guys. Women, if they want a real man, a guy that's responsible, educated, ambitious, and loving, this is what usually they're looking for. Now, it don't always sound pretty, and it is hard work. This shit ain't easy, guys. Nothing worth having,
especially
is
for the
easy.
woman.
No. But again, it's hard. Hey, you know what? Once we open them floodgates, women have a lot of demands and expectations on their own. And a real man, if he
Yeah,
loves
but we're
the
not
woman,
gonna.
he's
But we
step
won't
up.
deal with them until all our needs are met, though, will we?
Well, it's not all I need. See, I never said all. It's just some.
Yeah.
The primary ones, and then you're going to open up and go, okay, yeah, she's worth that. Let me do this. It's just like women. They're a good, smart woman. Let's keep it real. They're not just going to give a whole bunch of sacrificial things to a man who ain't worth shit. And a lot of women do that, and that's the mistake they make, right?
Mm-hmm.
And men make that mistake as well. So
Sure.
I'm just trying to get to the nuts and bolts of it and trying to make a happy utopia out here, so we're not chasing our tails, brother.
I'm trying to give you a hard time, but
I love it, man. This is good.
Yeah, you're answering great. So we need to go to a break soon, but before we do,
right.
I just want T, because he seems to be agreeing with a lot of stuff you're saying. Can you just give me some of the stuff that men do to sacrifice? What's our sacrifices? We've spoken a lot about women and their sacrifices. Tell me about some of the men's sacrifices.
Shouldering the responsibility for financial needs. I think
shouldering responsibility.
Yeah,
is that a sacrifice to shoulder? Oh, to shoulder responsibilities. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as taking care of everything that's necessary, putting certain hobbies to the side to provide for the family, to be there for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do the Sunday football thing if your kids need help with projects and stuff like that, like inherit parenting, or if, let's say, your wife is going to school, you know what I'm saying, and you're off work, certain things that she would take care of is that you would, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily push on her or expect it of her, but, you know what I'm saying, you would go ahead and pick that up, and you won't bitch and complain about it because you're a real man. So, yeah, things like that.
Great stuff. Easy, anything you want to add before we go to a break?
Yeah, what's wrong with balance between two people on the same level?
I mean, that is a fair question. I know, Bey, and I know what you're saying about there's always a captain, but I have to admit, I do still struggle about the fact that the woman has to show her cards first and do the things. I'm not quite sure why in a relationship, why I can't do something for my girl. She does something for me. I do something for her. She does something for me. And we grow and build together like that, as opposed to she has to show me that she's up to my standard. She does all these things. Once I'm happy, okay, now I'll start to help you. That just feels a little unfair.
Right. Well, first of all, I'm not co-signing any of what you and Easy is saying, because I never said that. you guys are exaggerating so much about what I'm really saying, and I get that. This is a very passionate, sensitive topic.
No, but
nobody.
Okay, but you know,
okay, go ahead.
But it's like I said, like André, it's the thing where you said, she's got to show you first.
That's why I'm quiet.
That's it. Comes across like, you've got to show me.
So how do you think it should happen? Easy.
Cool.
So I answered you this 10 minutes ago. It would be a great utopian situation if we can all walk in the door at the same time and put our cards on the table 50-50. You show me your love.
I'm not saying it has to be 50-50, Bey.
No, but would you answer to me? Somebody has to make the first move, guys. So
of course.
Is it them or you?
But you're talking about showing cards. So you're not saying the woman.
No, that's for figure of speech. My point is just this: you guys are saying, why does she have to show all of this? I'm saying, how would you prefer it to happen? Let me hear your way.
Well, Bey, I wouldn't. Sorry, I wouldn't have a questionnaire like you have for starters.
You wouldn't have a questionnaire?
Yeah, because you sound like you ever said, you got to show me. So, do you do this? Do you?
You don't have any. Do you know any woman that doesn't have a prerequisite about having a man in a relationship?
But you find that out over time. You don't say, I want this, I want that. Pop.
You do find that over time. I agree with you, and that's what I said. That makes the difference between if you're going to get serious with a woman or you're not, and vice versa with a woman. You know what I mean? In time, they show you who they really are instinctively. You can capture all of this really quickly if you're dating them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see what people are really about. You can see a selfish guy. If a woman is dating a guy, she can see if there's a dick. She can see it.
Yep. Yep.
Some women like dicks. They love a guy with a little edge.
Oh,
You know? Oh,
well,
you know what I mean by that.
apparently, all the women you like in the UK like dicks.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, or assholes, I should say. You know what I mean?
That's a whole new
Yeah.
that's a whole new topic.
I think we got to go to break, right?
Yeah. I think
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, let's go to a break. We're not going to a break?
I guess we've rolled.
No resisto este deseo que me consume, que me tiene encendida. Este fuego por dentro que siento cuando estás cerca de Bey Bright.
Girl, it's been a long time since I got to call you mine. Thinking how you used to be my girl.
We are confronted primarily with a moral issue.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to buy this.
The heart of the question is whether all Americans are to be afforded equal rights and equal opportunities.
Put it on the counter.
Whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we want to be treated.
I'm so tired of being lowered down and mistreated because I'm black.
Now, pigs must be flying, because St. Julian's High School is accepting colored children.
They have the #1 school in the country. They're integrated now.
That don't make it safe.
What if something happens to you? We won't be able to protect you.
Whites, we were never meant to live with coloreds.
We got to be the change that we wish to see in the world.
You don't belong here.
We can't ask the people to stand with us if we ain't willing to stand for them.
I could have died, Rosalie.
Rosie, you got everything you need to break through right here.
Things have been peaceful around here. Last thing we need is somebody stirring the pot.
Okay, and we're back. And yep, that was quite an interesting first part. But Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight.
Hiya! Wow, what a show!
yeah. It did kick off a little bit.
I've got Fenia Constantindis. She says that it's 6 o'clock over there in Melbourne, and she's going to going to work now. But she says God bless us and respect, and she enjoys, and she hopes that we enjoy our day or night and how it unfolds. She also says a real woman is a logical woman. That's the point.
Oh right, yeah. She made quite a few comments actually.
She certainly did.
Yeah. Okay. What's her name again?
Fenia Constantindis.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
But great.
Nelda Bailey says his woman would ensure buttons on, tags off, pants hem, shoes considered.
Oh, okay.
Audrey also says, guys, long short of it, a real woman can do it herself, but a real man won't let her.
I've heard that. A real woman can do it herself, but a real man won't let her. Okay, interesting.
She also says, I think instinctively is the key, because I have parted ways with guys who don't know how to be a man. I don't like when men step up to me as a man and then conduct themselves as a boy.
Ooh, get it.
I'm just getting back in. I heard something Roxanne said about a boy. I don't. What's going on?
Yeah.
Even just got back to us.
Edit. Yeah. Bey. All right. Yeah. Okay. Roxanne. Anything else, or was that it? That's quite a bit.
Last one from Claudia Corletto.
Okay.
Being transactional with a pure heart leads to success for the team if you're equally yoked.
If you're equally
yoked.
Okay.
Yoked.
Yeah, if
I
you're
like that.
equally yoked. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Great stuff, Roxanne. Great stuff. Okay, so yeah, guys, that was
Something, huh?
yeah, but I liked it. I liked it. So yeah, I'm trusting nobody's been offended by that. I'm pretty sure.
Nah,
Not at
man.
all.
It's how we
Everything
roll
is
in the
great. That's
barbershop,
how we
man. It's how
roll.
we
Hey, man, this is what I'm saying, fellas. This is what we got to talk real, man. People
Yeah,
come
yeah.
to us, they're going to tune in to hear that real talk. We can't be politicking. Now, again, we're not agreeing. Like you say, Dre, we're not always going to agree, but we all got to stand our ground and speak our truth. And, you know,
Exactly.
I love what Big T said about me. I'm a last of a dying breed, man. I believe that. I've had women say to me, Bey, you look like you too much work. I ain't dealing with you. I've heard that.
Damn.
And I was like, wow, that's some real shit. And I loved it because I'm like, yeah, keep going, keep stepping, because you ain't for me.
I wasn't
Feed that
gonna,
ego.
I wasn't going to keep this subject going, but let me just ask one more question. As soon as you just said that statement, and that's this: don't you think that it would be easier in a relationship? Don't you think that the less expectations we have from a partner, the easier it is in a relationship, the more chance that relationship can make it? So, in other words, don't you think that by all these expectations that you're having and putting on a woman, that you're making the relationship itself more difficult and a higher chance that this woman just won't be able to live up to your expectations and resulting in the relationship breaking down?
I think that's a great question. I think that anytime you have a lot of expectations, you do set yourself up for disappointment. But I will answer that as I have my own set of principles and standards that I look for, and I believe women have the same standards and principles that they look for a lot of the times. And I'll just leave. That's how I answer that question. If I'm not for everybody. Let me just answer it that way. And some women have said, "You're not for me. You are too much." And I respectfully say thank you for being honest and good luck with the next guy. And the ones that can handle me, like the one I'm with now, we good.
For sure.
That's how I answer that.
For sure. Okay. All right. Let's move on, man. But yeah, great stuff, guys. Okay, so let's hit the topic of the day, the one that's actually on the flyer.
Okay.
And it actually links in quite nicely with Bey's book anyway. And the question is the higher than ever divorce rate a byproduct of women's newfound independence? So easy. Let's start with you.
Why me? Why me?
Because you're the man, Easy. Because you're the man.
No, I'm not.
Because there's three of us, and Bey does a lot of talking. Big T does a lot of talking.
What? And I do nothing?
No, it's easy. Come on, what is this?
Rep your UK set. Easy, what's up, bro?
Ask the question again.
Is the higher than ever divorce rate a byproduct of women's newfound independence? Do you get the question?
No, it's not. It's not down to their newfound independence. I think it's a case of. I think it's a case where a woman is not going to put up with the bullshit that a man may throw at her in a relationship, be it emotional abuse, physical abuse, substance abuse, whichever. There's various things, who doesn't look after in a certain way. The small things, the small gestures, things like that.
Okay. T?
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the main reason. I think that it's a factor in a bunch of other reasons why the divorce rate is higher than before.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and could I go into detail?
So, a lot of people look at it like, a guy messes up or a girl messes up, and I'm saying that's the reason that they end up getting divorced or splitting or whatever. But a lot of people going into marriage, with this blueprint that they grow up seeing or watched on TV or what everybody expects of this, but they don't know that a marriage is what you make it. You have to make it what's best for you. So when you idolize and you try to fit somebody else's parameters, you end up hurting yourself in the long run. So people not just basically having an understanding of what their relationship is, and keep, basing it off of something else that they see, or infatuate themselves with, then it ends up, what we have today. So you hear about those marriages that last for 80 years, they're a dime a dozen, right? Because of that exact same reason.
And just quickly again, I didn't quite get what the reason was. Why do you think there's a dime a dozen marriages that last 80 years, and now the divorce rate is so high? I didn't quite get the correlation.
Because they made their marriage work for them. They didn't go in saying, I'm husband, you're wife, you do this, you do that. And
slow down right there. But isn't that exactly what Bey is saying? I'm husband, your wife, you need to do these things. These are the things I'll do. Isn't that exactly what Bey's saying?
To a certain extent, yeah.
But you're saying then those are the things that cause marriages to break down. That's what you're just saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So how can you agree with Bey then if you're also saying those are the things that cause marriages to break down?
I said that the question was women's independence is causing a higher than average divorce rate, and I said that it's not the main reason; it's a contributing factor to several other things, because there's no one solid reason that's happening. It's several reasons.
But you said that one of the reasons is that they go into relationships expecting too many things, and then when those things don't happen, that causes a breakdown. And I'm saying that that's exactly what Bey says. He goes into a relationship expecting certain things. So I'm not sure how you can agree with Bey if you also agree that that's one of the reasons why marriages can break down. But I want unless you want to answer that, I'll bring you to Bey unless you want to answer that.
No, I'm saying, what are you saying that I'm agreeing with and not agreeing with?
I thought you agree with most of the things that Bey says, or am I mistaken? Do you not agree with all the things that Bey's been saying?
No, not everything. No.
Okay. All right, Bey, what's your?
My answer to that is, I think that the question is a higher than ever divorce rate because of newfound independence of women. I say that yes, I agree with that because
you guys make me laugh. You got Easy on the one end, you got T in the middle, and far over on the other side you got Bey. Yes.
I think it's just simple. The simple answer is, divorce rates were lower back, especially in America. I think worldwide, when women needed men more for their survival, it had to last a little longer. The fact that women don't need men for their absolute survival, there's less compromise and sacrifice willing to be had in relationships, primarily because the women, to their credit, they were doing most of the sacrificing and most of the compromise. And now that they don't need to do that because they're more highly educated and they have more money and they have better professions, they don't need to deal with the relationships as long, and relationships don't last as long. The sacrifice and the commitment levels are no longer necessary in a woman's mind.
Andre,
sorry.
Andre, let me ask you a question. When you think of marriage, what do you envision it to be?
A unification of two people who share goals, ideas, workloads. Yeah, again, like Bey says, there cannot be a 50-50. But I just don't think that the parameters are as clear in this day and age as Bey would like them to be. I think a lot of women will feel that they're having to put the man before them as opposed to being a union and we both sacrifice together and grow together. In this day and age, you got women that don't even want to give up their names anymore, Bey.
I agree with that, Dre, and that's not the woman for me. That's what I'm trying to say. And most real men. I mean,
hold on, Bey. So, a woman who doesn't take your last name, you do not want to know.
No, I don't. We can know each other, but maybe I'm not the man for her. Maybe she should marry the man who she can keep her last name, because I'm into tradition, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And again, and what I love about Dre's questions, and I know where you're going, a lot of what I'm saying and written in this book sounds outdated. Let me be very clear. I understand that that's the philosophy of a lot of people. But here's the truth. Here's the bigger question, guys. Just because society changes and philosophies and ideas change, does human nature change? And that's what I challenge people to ask themselves. My answer to that, being a guy who studied psychology in college, and my extensive books and research tell me no. Human nature really does not change, but ideas change and society norms change. So that's how I answer those questions. It's just real simple, man. I'm okay with a woman who wants to keep her last name, but I do have the right to say I prefer my wife to take the last name Bright. Now we can discuss hyphens and all that good stuff. When I was younger, I was absolutely against that. Today, I've opened my stance. But to say you want to stay Johnson and not have Bright anywhere near attached to your name, I wouldn't be interested in that.
T, what about you?
Okay.
Say that again. No. The question.
How do you feel about a woman who looks to marry a woman but she wants to keep her surname? Is that a break deal, or could you live with that?
No, it's not a deal breaker. I would be kind of offended, but and
why would you be offended, T?
Because I would want to create my own legacy, but
there you go.
You got to be equal. I mean, you got to be equal with stuff. You got to be understanding that it's her right to do that if she wants to.
But I like T. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm jumping in on you because this is great stuff. You're going to see his natural inclination is to feel offended, like I would feel. But he's now trying to say, because he's trying to use his heart tells him he's offended, his gut, but his mind, because he's trying to embrace the new reality of social norms, is saying he can't rock that boat. Let that live. So he'll live with that pain of rejection and
it's
feeling
not rejection,
like,
bro.
No, that's what he said.
No.
What did you say? What did you say, T? You felt what? What was your feeling? I said rejection. That's the wrong word. You felt what?
I said slightly offended.
Offended, okay.
Yeah, but it's not a gut punch. It's like, okay.
Man, now we talking crazy. It's either when I'm offended, somebody gut punch me. That's the way that is. But I'm not going to speak for you. But usually when somebody's offended, they offended for a reason.
Okay.
I'm saying, fellas, if we're going to talk, we got to talk real, man.
Bro, that's why I'm dropping these questions, because that's what I want. Easy.
Okay.
You were going to say something. Have you forgotten what you're going to say?
No.
Okay.
No, I was going to ask Bey, with regards to taking his name, and is the woman supposed to walk 4 paces behind you as well?
See, you trying to make me sound like some caveman, and I
No.
I brushed that nonsense off my shoulders.
I think in parts you're doing fine all by yourself.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. The women who want a real, you know what, Easy? What I love, and this is what's great for women to see, the differences between the kind of man that we both are. And there's nothing wrong with either way. I'm the kind of man that stands on my principles. I don't want a woman who's going to tell me if she wants to marry me, I'm keeping my last name and I want the baby's last name to be my surname. I'm not comfortable with that. And I have no problem saying that. You might be comfortable with that, E.
I actually am comfortable with that.
Okay.
The truth is, I don't think I'd be comfortable with it. But
Easy, you okay if your son or daughter has your wife's surname? That's a first. I've never heard that, but this is why we having these.
We said we weren't talking about. There was no kids involved. We're talking about the man and the woman. You're talking about the man and the woman. You're talking about the man and the woman.
No, because the woman kept her name wouldn't necessarily mean that the
you can't be with her.
No, that the kids don't have her name.
I'm sorry, André.
No, I was just saying that because your potential wife decided to keep her name, that wouldn't necessarily mean that the children still couldn't have your name.
Oh, well, it goes what I was saying. My son, and I have a son, if I had more kids today, they would have my last name. I mean, that's just the way it goes in society. Now, in a new society, that could change, but I'm not interested. See, just because everything changes in society, guys, don't mean you have to jump on the bandwagon. The beauty of all of this is everybody has the freedom to do whatever they want to do. This is not do it Bey Bright's way, or it's not right. It's about, hey, I have what I want, and if you're not that woman, then I can respect that. Find a guy that you can live with.
Let me just quickly say, Bey, that just because it's been like that for years, also doesn't mean that it's right. So
Okay.
just like you said, just because society is sort of pushing for changes, that doesn't mean that it's right.
So
You're
you
correct.
want so if you have a wife and you have children, you're okay with them having your wife's surname? Are you good with that?
No.
Okay. Is it right or wrong though to you?
Well,
maybe it just is. I agree.
Well, I'm not
Maybe
sure if it's a question of right or wrong. You asked me what I would want, and yes, my kid's got to have my name.
And why is that?
I'm selfish that way.
Okay, hey, and I respect your honesty.
I think it's a fact of opinion. I think it's a fact of opinion of what they want was, what I'm saying, for their family. Certain situations, you got to remember, it's all types of, provocations that comes with like certain family backgrounds. So sometimes it's necessary for a young lady or a guy to keep, their last name in the marriage because they might be the last one and they want to keep that going. You know what I mean?
I have evolved in the hyphenation. I've evolved. When I got married back in the day, I was like, hey, you gotta I'm gonna, like I said, when I speak guys and gals, I'm gonna use real life experiences.
Yeah.
I married a woman who had a Panamanian background and they speak Spanish primarily, but she was Afro-Caribbean, but she had a Spanish upbringing in Panama. The bottom line is she asked me before we got married, her parents wanted to see if she could keep her name and have our son have their name as well as mine. And I said, you guys, I guess knowing me by now, know what I said to that, right? Absolutely not. And maybe she was offended by that.
No mas.
Oh well. I told her
no mas.
She said, my dad wanted to know if we could use his name with our son Marcus. My son's name is Marcus. I said, absolutely not. He's a Bright. And that was the end of it. And if she wasn't good with that, it wouldn't have worked out. Now it didn't work out anyway after a certain amount of time, but the truth is that was a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Vámonos, muchachos.
Okay.
Sorry, Roxanne, go for it, man.
That's okay. Joey Manning says, divorce is because not as many people get married with forever in mind. People now think, well, if I'm not happy after a little while, I'll just get divorced. Yes, there are reasons for divorce, but most divorces aren't for those handful of reasons. You have to decide, love your spouse every day, whether you feel like it or not. Love that is reliant on feelings is not good or reliable love. And as I said, that's from Joey Manning.
Yeah, that's Joey from B3F. What a guy. In fact, me and him are going to be doing a podcast later on, but that's another story. Carry on.
Okay.
Tina Walsh says, some men don't like the fact that women have their own independence now. Sad, but true.
Yep, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia Coletto says, when men would submit to matriarchy, they would be significantly happier.
Okay, that's a interesting thought.
Things are very different now. Look at the big change in the human race. Everything has changed in the world. I would never get married unless I know it's going to be forever.
Who said that?
That's from Tina Walsh.
The problem with that, Tina, of course, is that you never know whether or not it's going to be forever. Most people who get married, most people think it's going to be forever. Of course, one of the problems, and again, one of the reasons why I think there's a high divorce rate is that a lot of people, when they get married for emotional reasons. So they're in love and they get married. But I'm not sure if that is a stable reason to get married, because we all know you can love someone today and you can hate them tomorrow. Maybe it needs a little bit more than just that emotional feeling to decide on such a big step as getting married. But yeah, that's my thought. Roxanne?
Also, I think Nelda Bailey agrees with Bey's comment. She says, married or not, children should have the father's last name as head of state.
That's interesting. Married or not?
Yeah.
As head of state.
Yeah.
There's some women, Dre, let's just be real, guys, and thank you, Roxanne. There's so many women I've spoken to, they believe in the traditional head of state mindset. They really do. And that's why so many women have agreed with me. Some don't, obviously, but so many women love the traditional way, quote unquote, status quo, the way it is, however you want to spin it. They love and they respect that. And I mean, to each his own, guys and girls, but there are many women who agree. And I would bet to say over half, at least in America. You can see how the politics go in America, how they vote. Don't listen to what people say. Look at what they do.
Indeed, indeed.
Can I just say, Tracy Alder has says, but what if you absolutely love this woman and she won't keep your name? Are you going to let her go or let her loose?
I wouldn't marry her.
Yeah.
If she would have, I would marry her. No, I wouldn't. No, because I would say I can love her, but we don't have to be married. I could still stay with her, but I mean, if she wasn't willing to at least hyphenate it, I'm okay. I've evolved. If she wants to be Johnson Bright, okay, I'm good with that. But if she just wants to be Johnson, then we don't need to be married.
So look at that then. So Bey, you are moving with the times. I thought that you were solid.
I told you that. Yeah, I have to adjust. Any smart man or woman will have to take everything into consideration, and some things are just not worth that much fighting for. My thing is, I can compromise where some things make sense. In today's world, a woman feels like she wants to do it. Now, when I was young, I wasn't with it. But as I've evolved as an older man, I'm with the hyphenated. What I'm absolutely against is giving my children her last name and not being hyphenated, because then that to me signifies something different. That's the reason. It's a reason why a woman wants to keep her name, and there's a reason why I want my name to be with my children and my wife.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised about the hyphen. I'm not even sure if I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and that's me trying to evolve, Dre.
So I was just shocked to hear you say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that if something as such as a name can break up your matrimony, I don't think that you belong together. I mean, it got to be something stronger than that. Then you would just let a name or a last name break that down, especially if you plan on spending the rest of your life with that person.
Yeah, good point. Because I guess my question would be, if we're in love, why is it so difficult for her to say yes, you'll take my name?
Well, again, guys and ladies, we have to understand people with real common sense and a real sense of identity. This is about having ideas of what they want to be and what they want to leave. Like I think Big T said something about lineage and heritage. That's very important to certain people. I mean, so I answer that question. There's certain things that are important to me. So I understand what you guys are saying about what's wrong with saying, okay, babe, let's not get married. What's wrong with that? You can keep your name and I'll keep my name. We could just be life partners. Why would that be so bad? How come I can't choose that, or somebody couldn't choose that way? You still staying together, you have a committed relationship, but you're just not married.
So what happens in the case of the child, and the child has a double barrel name? What happens in the name of the child in a you call it a life partnership, or whatever you call that? What happens to the?
Well, again, I think those kind of decisions, for me personally, everybody makes different decisions. I would probably not even have a child with a woman who was totally against having my last name or having my child. I wouldn't do it. It's a personal choice. And it's a reason
you'd have that
behind
person
those
as a life partner.
choices.
But you'd have that person as a life partner.
I would entertain it, but I'm saying, but it would come with parameters.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just me, though.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people think like me in that regard.
Right. Yeah. No, for me, I can't envisage the idea of deciding someone's going to be my life partner, but I don't want to have children with them. It's got to be either or. Either we're going to be life partners and she's also good enough to have my kids, or it's not going to work. But I can't envisage the idea of we're going to be life partners, but because you don't want to give the child my name, or you don't want to take my name, we can't have any kids. What about me? What happens? So what happens to you in that case? Then you just decide you're not going to have any kids, then, babe?
Well, no, in your scenario, Dre, I would have to determine that that's not the woman for me.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. T or Easy? Anybody want anything to say before we ask?
How about you, Easy?
No, I've listened intently, and this last name thing has got, Bay's got his view, his point of view. That's that.
We got to do a poll,
my-
fellas, on this one.
My view is slightly different. I mean, like I said, the last name thing, it's no biggie for me. Like in the greater scheme of things, if you love and respect this person, this other woman that you're with, this woman that you're with, I don't think that the name thing is a biggie for me. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I looked up the 10 reasons why marriages fail. So where do you think independent women ranked, Bey?
As why women fail, I would say top 5.
No, the top 10 reasons why marriages fail. So I've got a list.
Okay.
I've got top 10 reasons why marriage fail.
I would say lack of compromise. People who they're not willing to compromise anymore. Compromise would be the first one I would pick.
Okay, interesting. Especially from a guy who seems reluctant to compromise.
See, I never said I wasn't compromising. You guys are hearing what you want to hear.
I'm just pressing your buttons, Bey. I'm just pressing your buttons. Roxanne, I see you're here. Does that mean that we're gonna hear from you? Are you muted? You're muted. You're still muted.
Sorry, guys. Okay, got a couple here. Bey is old school, and that's good because it worked.
Yeah,
I'm with Bey. That's why we got married, because of my last name, and that's from Anthony Walker.
Oh, for a minute, I thought that was Bey's ex-wife or somebody. I'm with Bey. That's why we got married.
Hey, Dre, she still kept the last name Bright. I just want to throw that out there. My ex-wife.
I thought the last name was going to be Mountbatten or something.
That should tell you something, fellas. Go ahead.
Claudia Coletto says, I love the honesty and candor in here. So glad I randomly found this podcast.
Thank you.
Great stuff, Claudia. Hope Claudia comes back and tells others.
Yes.
Nelda Bailey says, name is important if you're an only child. My dad had one child, and that was a female. And that's it. I'm out.
Okay, Roxanne. Nice hearing from you. Okay. So we're back to the top 10 reasons marriages fail. T, what do you reckon the number one reason is for a marriage to fail?
Finances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, finances. Yeah.
Okay. Easy?
Cheating.
Hey, that's a good one. But no, the guys from the US are right. Financial problems are the top reasons why marriages fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I guess makes a lot of sense. What do you think number 2 is?
Cheating. Infidelity. Maybe they use that word.
No, well, actually, I guess it makes perfect sense when I say it. Number 2 is communication.
Oh, okay.
To me, that makes perfect sense because, I think that's one of the big problems in any relationship.
Definitely.
Any sort of breakdown of communication.
I didn't tell you I was broke.
There you go. Perfect.
So much for being married without any money, guys. Keep that in mind next time you want to talk about. We don't need any money.
Bey, listen, Bey. I already told you. Bey, I told you and Big T, I work harder than an ugly stripper. So,
and that's why you're still married. I said that's why he's still married.
Yeah, I don't think anybody said that. Did anybody say that you don't need money? Did anybody say
no, it was kind of inferred that, insinuated that, women don't really need this and need that. That's where I'm going with that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Trust me, they always need money. They always need money. Trust and believe.
Okay. Maybe some of the listeners could drop a few comments on that. Do women always need money from their men?
As part of the equation. Put the whole thing out there.
I think one thing that people always forget is that money doesn't buy happiness. It just makes you less sad. and that's just
It
the
makes you
truth.
less.
Less sad.
All right. You know, some say that saying "money don't buy you happiness" is a rumor spread by the rich, so that the poor don't try to get any, man.
Well,
money doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather be crying in my Bentley convertible.
I like that. I like that. Easy. I like that.
All right.
Yeah. So, yep. The third biggest reason for marriage breakups: family problems. Family relationships with children, parents-in-law, siblings, and stepchildren. Would you
Last
guys
name.
concur with that? No, last name. Last name's not there. Easy. Last name's not there. Not there.
But you know, the bad thing about that is people get married just because they have children, and they don't necessarily have a great foundation. You know, they just they had sex and they procreated, and now they figured marriage is the right thing to do. I think that a nuclear family is what's best for the child, but it's not always a solution to a possible problem to fix, you know, a relationship or anything.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know, I guess if you have a child and you and the girl gets on, and you're hoping or thinking, yeah, let's do the right thing. Again, marriage is a gamble. No matter how you look at it, no matter what the scenario is, marriage is a gamble. So, you know, who's to say whether or not, if you get a woman pregnant, you know what I mean, whether or not you should stay with her? I guess the real answer is, were you getting on before? If you were, then maybe it's a reasonable step to take to get married. If you weren't getting along before, then obviously having the baby is not going to somehow fix that relationship. But the truth is, I don't think there's any right ingredient. You know what I mean? There's been many of people who were married who were truly in love, only to get divorced or whatever years later.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. And the younger you are, the more of a gamble it is. Would you agree with that? Or Bey, you want to make anything you disagree with that I just said?
Oh man.
I think again, I think that marriage is a fundamental great tool for family and life success if people can, you know, see it for what it really is. This is why books like How to Attract a Real Man is so important, in my opinion, because it speaks a lot of truth from real men's perspectives, and it's an aid to help marriages last. If you like communication, you said, Dre, is a breakdown. If you don't have the honest communication, this is why things fall apart. So I think that marriage, the most successful people long term have marriages like Jay-Z, Beyonce. Did you see Beyonce run out the door when Jay-Z's supposed infidelity happened? She understood the longer game in the bigger picture. That's just what I'm gonna say on that. So it's a risk, but
had nothing to do with money then.
No, she's got her own.
Of course, it you know, long term it probably did because they had children. You know what I'm saying?
So, Bey,
yeah,
if you married a woman and she had an affair, or you know, infidelity took place, would you stay with her?
I would have to get to the root of what the cause was, and we talk about it and communicate, and have to look at it. And that's been asked. Now, my woman will tell you straight up. She said, "Oh, you'll leave my ass in a minute if I cheated on you." And I said, "Not necessarily. I'd have to find out what the root cause is, because in my experience, women don't just cheat just to be cheating. At least the old school women. Today is a little different. You know, it depends on the age. So because like I said, you guys are, it's for sure.
Yeah, because they're liberated. Because they're liberated.
and those liberated women. If I was like 25 years old, I'd probably like, fuck it, I'd be out. But you know, at this stage of the game, I'd have to see what we all had together, and I'd have to really think about it. That's my answer, Dre. I wouldn't just necessarily leave, but I would be mad. I'd be probably pissed off, but you know, I have to figure it out.
So T and Easy, would you guys agree with that, or you guys got a different take on that?
You know me already. Gone. See you later. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. Seriously,
really?
Cheat on me. See you later. Yeah. Huh?
Regardless.
Yeah. Because look, okay. Without trust, you can't love. End of story. And if you don't trust her because of she's done this, boom, you must just save yourself a whole lot of hassle and bounce.
Okay. T?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Easy, you know, because if you if you gave your all to this woman and
Thank
you know she decided to betray your trust and throw that away without coming to you and talking about her problems or whatever made her insecurities that made her want to look outside the marriage, then it wasn't enough trust to keep them together to begin with, in my opinion.
I hear that. I hear that.
What about you, Dre?
To be honest, I concur with you. I think it's easy to say, I'm going to get out of here. No way. I'd leave no matter what. But I think that, like you, I would, or hope that I would be strong enough to at least try to find out what was going on. I mean, what if I was
who he was
playing the field and she found out and then was angry and did something like that? Would it be hypocritical for me to then just say, I don't care, we're leaving? I don't know. I just think that like Bey said, in the younger days, no matter what, I'd be out. Now, I could easily say to you, I don't care what I'd be out. But the reality is, no, I'd probably want to at least have a discussion first, find out what's going on. And
what about
the reality is, though, I don't know if I'd be strong enough to stay.
Right.
That's my problem.
I mean, it's definitely a struggle, Dre. I agree with you. I mean, I'm on your page 100%. I think as we mature as men and we look at all the variables, I meant to say is you determine what's in it. Again, if your children is at stake, it's a lot of variables financially, or if you really let's just get away from that. If you truly love the woman and you think that you can work it out, because what else is there? Who's to say the next woman won't cheat? Those are the things you got to think about. How much value is it in staying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay, guys. I was going to say, Andre, if your wife's going to cheat and you're going to forgive her, you're a very forgiving man.
I did say I would. I said, get my discussion.
Okay. Nelda Bailey says, trust is another one, but integrity first. Excuse me, my bad. First is God, then integrity. Grounds to build. And that's from Nelda Bailey.
All right. Okay.
Victor Bosley says, no commitment. That's I think one of his top peeves for reasons for divorce.
Okay.
And then Claudia Coletto says, money makes you more of who you already are.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be. There could be some point to that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm out, guys.
Okay, Roxy. Cheers. So did I say what time is it? Okay, we've got another
13 minutes.
So 4 was sexual problems, which is something Bey's always said. If the sexual chemistry is not right, not gonna make it. So that's quite high up. 5 is friend problems. Personal friends. All right. So they're saying basically, if your friends don't like your partner, that can damage the relationship, especially if you're listening to some of those friends and they're giving you bad advice, which I think happens all too often. 6 is addiction, drugs, alcohol. Okay, fair enough. 7, one easy mentioned about abuse. Abuse of any kind is never acceptable in a marriage. Physical and verbal abuse are all too often the cause of marital breakdowns. So I'm assuming, Easy, that you would concur with that wholeheartedly.
Unless it's consent. I'm joking. Calm down. Are
we talking about like pulling hair and stuff like that and choking?
Yeah, and spanking from the back. Apologies before we get pulled off.
It's nothing to joke about. Yeah. Okay, I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 8, personality problems. There are many kinds of personality traits that make a couple incompatible and able to reach agreement in matters concerning sex, intellect, and emotions. I'm assuming, Bey, you would concur with that.
Say that part again. I'm sorry. Read that one more time.
There are many kinds of personality traits that make a couple incompatible and unable to reach agreement in matters concerning sex, intellect, and emotions. So basically,
I concur.
Okay, great. All right. So number 9, expectation problems. Now, some would say, Bey, not me.
It's in the book, Dre. It's in the book.
Yep. There are those that would say that you should pay closer attention to this. Yeah, the ability to adapt to change in married life often depends on having realistic expectations about a spouse and the marriage relationship itself. So yeah, that comes on to this whole thing about the expectations and the expectations that you have. And yeah, number 9 says one of the main reasons, number 9 reason of why marriages break up is the expectations. So again, it really comes back to the question that I said that, if you had less expectations, maybe there'd be a higher chance of the relationships making it, of the marriage not breaking down. Would you concur with that?
I mean, I have a chapter in the book called Realistic Expectations. So I agree with just the fact that expectations are a very, very important part of any relationship. You have to understand them going in and try to, adjust where necessary and where you can comfortably adjust throughout the marriage or the relationship. That's what I agree with.
I hear that. Easy, was you going to say something?
I was, but let it go. Don't worry. It's good. It's good.
T, anything you want to say?
I think expectations should be discussed before you exchange vows, so that way you don't have to, peter over that decision afterwards, which will lead to your downfall in your marriage.
Yeah. You'd expect that, obviously, before you got married, you'd be spending some time together, and you would expect that during that time together, you would have discussions along the way, and those discussions would enlighten you on the expectations of each other. So you'd have thought that by the time you're looking to or talking about marriage, you should already have a clear understanding of the expectations of your partner. I would have thought.
No, unless you're on that. What's that program called? Married at First Sight.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That was quite an interesting show, actually.
What?
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie. I saw it.
You watched it?
Yeah. I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it.
I must admit, I watched what was it? 90 Day Fiance. Was it the one where they come out of lockup? Where they come out of prison? Yeah, and they hook up with I was like,
Roxanne?
Last couple of comments. Nelda Bailey says fairy tale expectations are not real. And
expectations. Yeah, okay.
And we've also got marriage is for those who believe in commitment. Money pays for gambling, but never for real love. And that's from Thenia in Australia.
In Spain. Is that Spain?
Yeah, I'm not. Constantinius.
Is that from Spain? The woman from Spain?
No, I think she's from Australia.
Oh, right. Okay.
Can I
did she not say she was going to work?
Yeah, but obviously she's going to be late. She's going to be late.
She better not blame us, That's all I'm saying. She better not even think about blaming us.
Well,
go to work. Yeah.
Roxy, you wanted to say something. I heard you say. Go. What you want
I was going to say, but I think it might be too late. We've only got a few minutes. But does the number of partners that your significant other has had, would that have any bearing on your relationship?
Ooh,
I didn't hear the question. Sorry, could you repeat that question for me, Roxanne?
Does the number of partners your significant other has had, would that have any bearing on whether you commit to your partner?
Okay, let's go with T.
Yeah, you might want to go to the next person on that. because women lie about women lie about their numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Those numbers.
Because the guys like you,
men don't, right?
Because the guys like you who don't like the answer.
I'm not gonna lie, because
men
fry it up and women bring it down, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Roxy, you brought this in at the last minute. This is another hour.
I wanted to interject earlier, but you guys were having so much fun. That's my question to you guys.
T is struggling with it. T is struggling.
No, I don't see that from T often, man.
I'm telling you, I'm all about honesty, but I got to think, if you
only
hit
to a certain point, though.
If you hit over, 30,
if you hit over 5,
no. If you hit over 30, or let's say 40, and like we say in the US, if you got over 40 bodies, and you know what I'm saying, in your adult life, you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, There can't be serious relationships, and if the law of averages is you got to times that times 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, I don't. If anything, I'll times it times 2 and still think, that's a bit high. What were you looking for in all these people? You know what I'm saying, that you couldn't find in one or maybe 5 relationships or whatever. But
yeah, you might want to go and get a COVID test.
COVID, you get an everything test.
Exactly.
I hope she had something for the weekend. That's all I
want. Very good. Very good.
Love it. So, what you Easy?
Do you know what? I'm not sure. I'd really want to know. Like, in a kind of way. Would it be?
Does
would
that
it be
come up in conversation?
No, it doesn't. Does it? It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean. Oh, no, I don't know. No, I don't think I've ever had that kind of situation. So no, you don't. You look at, you look at the person for who they are right there and then. No, okay, so you like Teaser, how many body you got behind you? And if she says, oh yeah, well it was 2 coach loads. No, come on, see you later.
Okay. What about Bey?
Man, that's a great question, Roxy. First and foremost,
I was going to say, people are loving it out there. They love that
body count.
I mean, and I know we press for time, but the answer is no. It wouldn't bother me, but it would be a struggle. When I was younger, it was a struggle, and as I evolved into the real man that I believe I am today, I had to challenge myself. So I want to give that long-winded answer, Roxy. I had to challenge myself to. A woman once said to me, "Why do men think they have a patent on sexual appetite and sexual prowess? Women have just as big as sexual appetites as men, and we shouldn't be looked down upon." It takes a very mature man to respect and understand that. I agree with T that women lie about their numbers. But so the answer is, I can live with it if I thought you had the other qualities that I felt would indeed more necessary to make a real relationship. That's my answer. I can live with it.
Even if a body count was higher than yours, Bey. Even if a body count was higher than yours.
That's a great question, Dre. It'd be hard for a woman to have a higher body count than you, but you never know.
Oh, is that why you prefer UK liberated women?
Hey, you know what? Probably so. And it's not that they couldn't have more, because women can get it faster.
Well, exactly.
But most women don't really go there unless they're in the professional business, if you know what I'm saying. and if you asking me, could I marry a professional sex worker? I probably couldn't. I don't think I'm that real yet.
Work in progress.
Appreciate the honesty.
No doubt.
For sure. All right, bro. Look, we haven't got much left, so I think we need to skip towards the exit.
Dre, you didn't answer that question, man.
Right. My answer is, I think again, unfortunately, I agree with you. When I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. Right. As you get older, you start to realize that women have got their own thing going on as well. You're an idiot if you think otherwise, and you're really restricting yourself if you decide to say, "Oh yeah." I mean, what's the number? That's the first thing. What number you?
Well, Big T said 30 to 40. I'm probably good at 50. Anything after 50, I'm kind of nervous, but it just depends at that point.
Yeah. So what does it mean then? What happens then? You meet a girl, you get on really well, and you think, yeah, this is the one for me. Then you find out she's got 50.
If she got 51, I'm gonna be like, oh damn, you know what I'm saying? It was really
exactly.
So close, but yet so far.
So you gotta tell her, let me go out and let me go hit 2, so I break your record and it'll be good.
Balance things up. Okay, look, guys, we've got 2 minutes to go, so yeah, let's wrap things up a bit. Just very quickly, final thoughts. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna make it quick. Women, you guys are the foundation. I say a lot of stuff about real men, but the reason why I write this is because I personally believe women have the toughest job in the universe. You guys are the foundation. So my final thoughts is, I believe that men are not able to do what women can do as far as the ability and the capacity to love. And that's why I think I put the mental burden in my mind and I look for women who can carry that burden, because I think that you guys are the the ones that can do it the best. So women are the foundation. That's my message. And I'm just looking for women to really take that by the mantle. And because without y'all, we can't do this shit the right way.
All right. Unless someone's got something quick to say, we're running very short time. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah,
No?
I think that people need to be realistic these days and stop, basing their life on what they see on TV and everything. Real life, stop reading these books and thinking that, I got to follow by these exact rules. Do what's best for you. Don't just follow. Don't be another cog in the machine. Be an individual and do what's best for you. Because that way you won't end up on another episode of Maury or something like that.
Yeah. I think in a nutshell, for me, it's really just about, trying not to have too high expectation of the person you're with. I think the more expectations you have, the more you set yourself up and the relationship for failure. I think it's all about trying to accept people as they are and trying to love them for their goods, their bads, their faults. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle together. And I think it's really about as straightforward as that for me. But we've got to go easy. So I can't even ask you what your thoughts are. But before we go, a few messages asking about JXP Productions. If you Google the JXP juxtaposition debate, or do a search on YouTube, you should find some of our early stuff produced by JXP Production, which was the precursor to what we're doing now, Something for the Weekend. So check it out. As always, a big thank you to the three of you for putting on yourselves on the line, basically, every time we get together. Don't forget to come back in 2 weeks with your own intro, guys. Don't forget to come back with your own intros. Thanks to Ellen Soul Radio and Soul TV for giving us a platform to do our thing. Thanks to the 6th member of the group. That's all of you who reached out to us and dropped comments. Thanks to Anthony B, and a special thanks to Roxanne. For all you guys do behind the scene. Most of all, thanks to all of you who have taken the time out of your lives to simply tune in on Facebook, Twitch, Ellen Soul Radio. Hopefully you like what you saw, and you'll not only come back, but you'll tell others, because of course none of this is really worthwhile without you. Big T, can I say goodbye?
All right, everybody. I enjoyed today. I can't wait to do it again. You know what I'm talking about?
Great stuff. Easy.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
For sure. Bey.
Thank you, everybody. Check me out on Bey Bright, BVE.com. Bey Bright.
Right. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Where you at? You going to say goodbye?
Good night, everyone.
Hey. My name's André. This was Something for the Weekend. We're about to cut and fade out. So good night, all. See you in 2 weeks. We're closing up shop.
Peace.
Que me consume, que me tiene encendida. Este fuego por dentro que siento cuando estás cerca de
Girl, it's been a long time since I got to call you mine. Thinking how you used to be my girl.
We are confronted primarily with a moral issue.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to buy this.
The heart of the question is whether all Americans are to be afforded equal rights and equal opportunities.
Put it on a counter.
Whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we want to be treated.
I'm so tired of being lowered down and mistreated because I'm black.
Now, pigs must be flying, because St. Julian's High School is accepting colored children.
They have the #1 school in the country. They're integrated now.
That don't make it safe.
What if something happens to you? We won't be able to protect you.
Whites, we were never meant to live with coloreds.
We got to be the change that we wish to see in the world.
You don't belong here.
We can't ask the people to stand with us if we ain't willing to stand for them.
I could have died, Rosalie.
Rosie, you got everything you need to break through right here.
Things have been peaceful around here. Last thing we need is somebody stirring the pot.